Hi everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. Goramahigot. I'm the six pack beer guy with another great beer review, hopefully for you tonight. Okay, what are we drinking tonight? Another one of these beers that have suddenly become available in the supermarkets. I've seen this around beer reviewers from the UK. We're close to the north here in Donegal, so we can just slip in and go to like Sainsbury's and get these type of beers now, which is great as well, because they're definitely not available where I am in Donegal. This would probably be one of the very best, let's say, big producers of Helles that kind of distribute around Germany and the world as well. That's easy accessible. It's actually really cheap in Germany, by the way. I've been to Munich last year. I think this is about €1 a bottle, 120 a bottle over there. Obviously a bit more if you're drinking in an establishment. I have drank it from a Tegernseer brewhouse as well. And there's a few of them in around, one of them in around Munich, and then you've got the actual Tegernseer brewery, which is kind of on an island somewhere where you can take that trip from Munich. I didn't do that, but I have drank this as fresh as possible. So let's give it a go out of the bottle, see how it travelled here to, as I said, into the north of Ireland, and see if it's still as good as one of the best Helles. Now, before I drink this, I will say to you, I have had thousands of Helles lagers from around Germany. And let me tell you, the ones you've heard of are probably not the best. It just can't be, and it comes down to a very simple thing. It comes down to the quality of raw materials, the quality control, the craftsmanship, the passion, the time that goes into brewing the beer. When you start to brew huge quantities of something has to give for business, You're going to have to cut corners somewhere. It's just not going to be. I can guarantee you, if you drink this fresh from obviously the Tegernseer Brewhouse, it's going to be a totally different experience. It's happened to me with Polliner. I was in Polliner Brewhouse in Polliner Knockerberg. Oh my goodness me, the beers I drank from there, exceptional. Now I wouldn't even put Polliner anywhere near my list of good Helles, to be honest. Just a generic Helles that you buy in the supermarket. And I actually have one of the reviews soon for you. Again, this available in the same place as this. By the way, it was called Sainsbury's. It's Sainsbury's in Northern Ireland if you're looking to find out. And drinking these from source, guys, doesn't compare. It's just because of the pasteurization, for the long storage and the long haul, and certain things affect them, how long they're in the bottle. Freshness is a very big thing in Helles Lager. And if you get it pretty fresh, trust me, the taste is on a different level. Anyway, chat enough. This is Tegernseer Helles from Brewery Tegernseer, and anything else on here. You've got the Bavarian colours, you can see that. I have to press this so I can see what I'm doing. Bavarian colours, the blue and white flag. Gersten malt Hopfen and Hefe, water malted barley and hops and yeast. 4.8% nice sessionable Helles. 12th of 2nd 27, so it's nice and fresh. That's about it on here. It's got the geographical stamp as well, if you can see that. Just show you the back label. And we have the cap, typical, basically Tegernseer Herzoglich Brauhaus, not to be confused with Hofbrauhaus in Munich as well. So let's get it open. It's nice and cold. I just taken it out of the fridge about 25 minutes ago, so it should be warmed up a little bit. I don't want it too cold. Helles Lager, in my opinion, shouldn't be drank ice cold unless it's obviously one of these macro PISS drinks where you just don't want to taste anything, you just want something refreshing. Okay, I do pour a Czech pour, guys. I've also been shown how to pour in Munich by top brewers. And I've watched enough over the years, and I've drank enough over the years to know. Now, you're going to get a bigger head. This is like a 2-stage pour. Takes a bit longer on camera. You can't really do shorts if you're doing this. But you pour the beer properly, knock out any excess carbonation that's been in the bottle, and you give the beer every chance to protect it from oxidation as you're drinking it. Because yes, it does happen that fast. I hear people, oh, it didn't happen that quick. I know, obviously, if you're drinking it down in 1 or 2 gulps, it's not gonna affect it. But if you're letting it sit for a wee while, I can guarantee it'll start to affect the flavours. Lowenbrow glass, by the way. Ignore that for now. This is one of my many glasses. I've probably got about maybe 60 different beer glasses to 100, I'm not sure. So it's a nice 4-finger, tight enough white head, light straw to golden colour. Looks very nice, nice small carbonation flowing up the glass, but a chill haze now because it is, as it says, out of the fridge. I'll try and wipe that a bit for you, but you can see through it. It's not really, I'm guessing this is filtered because there's no real kind of little floaters in there that you'd see in some of these. So yeah, it's filtered as well. Obviously to make it last as well. You see, these beers will last longer. Now that looks fantastic in the glass, so thank you for bearing with me. I got it in. It's it all in there now. It said 4.8%. That's how a beer should look. And people say, "Oh, do you want to flake with that?" But trust me, this is the way it's drank. You go to Munich, you go to Germany, travel around there, go to Bamberg. It's the way you're getting your beer, with a nice big creamy head, because they understand that's not just for aesthetics. I know you're not getting less, the same amount as in that glass as in that bottle, you know what I mean? It just made a bigger head. That's going to dissipate back into liquid again. It just gives the beer, as it says, that takes time to dissipate back down. So as you're drinking it, it will, and you can enjoy it. Looks beautiful in the glass. Let's get the aroma. This is definitely floral as well. It smells very fresh as well. It must just be a brand new bottle into Sainsbury's. They only started stocking them. Bready, Munich malt, kind of aroma, like a really croissant, or not, baguette. I keep calling it croissant, but a baguette, a buttered baguette. You know, that kind of rich, just out of the oven, you know, that kind of aroma. That bready aroma. Yeah, a bit of floral. Don't get too much citrus in the aroma, although it's going to be hard through a head like that. Let's get stuck in though, shall we? Smells fantastic. Prost, zum Wohl, Slancha, cheers. Oh yeah, that's really refreshing. A really good Helles, because I've had a few kind of pretty mediocre Helles for a while now. I used to be able to take beers in from Germany through different distributors for years. And I mean, I had 14 at one stage that I could go to, and a lot of them were varieties of beers. It wasn't just like a single brewery or something. It was distributors that had a variety of very high quality beers from Franconia and Bamberg and all these areas. But unfortunately, they had to stop sending beers to me because our customs is, for want of a better word, a torture. You know, they're just a torture. They're greedy. They're a torture. There's too much red tape. Even considering we're in Europe, you know, they should be able to trade freely. Trust me, it's a law unto itself in Ireland. And they said to me, we're very grateful for all your service over the years. And they also said to me that I'm probably one of the only people in Ireland that's ever ordered from them. This is how I know that I've had a lot of beers no one else in Ireland, unless they have travelled around Germany, you know, it's different. But if you're sitting back here and you're reviewing beers, you haven't had the beers I've had. It's impossible because the distributors in Ireland don't do them. So unless, yeah, as I said, you went like what do you call them, Sherlock Holmes detective, and was able to go down the internet, keep looking to find these places that will send to Ireland, which I did. You probably haven't had them. So hence why that's kind of my, I'm not going to say expertise, because that's, you know, but it's where my knowledge lies, you know, in high quality lagers from Germany and stuff. And at Czech as well, I've done a lot of basically important beers from Czech Republic as well, and Belgium. I started off in Belgium. Belgian beers, I like them, I really enjoy them, but they're not sessionable, and I'm more of a session drinker. I like to have a few, hence why I love lagers. I'm not the kind of guy who sits down with one IPA for the night and sits in a corner, you know. I'm a guy that likes to socialise and go out and have fun. I do a lot of karaoke with my mates and stuff, and I like to enjoy that, relax, and enjoy a few, not just have one and go on one. Hence why it tends to be more of these beers. I have tasted all the strong ones, don't worry. I've had Bocks, I've had Imperial Stouts, I've had AAA, double IPAs, I've had all these beers. But it always comes back to traditional styles. And that's what this is, and it's a fantastic example, guys. and I hope you get a chance to give it a try. It is one of the very best. It is probably the best Helles. It and Augustiner, which is a good Helles too, but I would actually put this, more sessionable, better than that, because I've had Augustiner in Munich, loads of places, and he says to me over there, it's kind of like almost looked at like a macro beer over there, Augustiner Helles. Now, I will say, with a caveat there, that I have drank Edelstoff from the barrel and their Dunkel from a barrel over there, and it's a different league altogether from their actual brew house. So brewery, yeah, it's different. What they put out, if they're putting out in large quantities, what I'm trying to say, it's not always going to be the best, because it's going to have to be pasteurized within an inch of his life for it to last, because it has to be economical for these guys. And people who want it coming to them want it to last. They don't want something sitting on the shelf for a couple of months, because normally these type of beers shouldn't last more than 3 months. That's what they're designed for. They should be drank fresh, but if you pasteurize them and, as I said, filter them, you can make them last longer. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. This is a great example, by the way, guys. I could go on, but I don't want to keep you forever. I'm going to do a double review next, probably a Polliner, and this maybe I'll do a wee versus. But it's a great beer. Highly recommend you give it a go, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Gura Mahigat.